Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode for Ultness over here. This is now Checkpoint. We're actually doing the big three conferences that happened earlier today and yesterday, kind of, sort of. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. My name is JD, also known as S3 Prototype, and I'm here with the lovely
Marcus, the only Tigger.
and
Am I lovely too?
yeah, you of course.
Scary Metal Geek.
How you guys doing today?
We're good, man.
You liking the conferences so far? The conferencey?
Yeah, took in a lot of information.
A lot of it. So right out the gate, 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, Microsoft did their press conference. Mm-hmm. I think it went off with a huge success. They were all about the games. They were all specifically saying, hey, we're about the games. We're about you. We're listening to you.
They delivered what they promised, that's for sure.
Yeah, they really wanted to make sure they were like, oh, well, this last year, we got the idea. We're listening to you guys.
Yeah, kicked it off big with Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty was the first one off the block. It was a 3-minute trailer. What do you guys?
Still longer than that.
Was it longer?
I don't know.
It's got to be about like 5 minutes because there was gameplay in there too.
I got so lost in it because like watching them go inside, first of all when they're inside the tank and then they're actually getting out of it, I'm like, is this game? Is this what's going on? Right. So how do you feel with it?
I think it looks good. Definitely looks like Call of Duty. I was going to say CODE. But yeah, but it looks like Call of Duty. It looks with the new stuff that they implemented into the game looks really good.
Yeah, they added portable doors, that cycle grenade.
I was kind of upset at the person playing it because they weren't moving fast enough for me.
No, it's not how a real Call of Duty player plays it. They need to be jumping 360 sniping.
They're really strong to rip those doors off.
You can't rip doors off?
No, I can't. I tried. It didn't work.
Me too.
I mean, I'm glad that they showed the single player campaign for the people that play it, but for the majority of the Call of Duty people, I mean, where's the multiplayer gameplay?
Yeah.
That's the meat and potatoes of the game.
Yeah, they gave us the Michael Bay footage of the game. What did you think of the Call of Duty?
I didn't like the color palette. It was off for me. I don't know. It didn't look realistic enough. Trying to be like a futuristic shooter.
That dude losing his arm in the helicopter wasn't real enough.
Not enough red.
The red was off.
It would be really funny if that soldier was like, "Hey, you got red on you," trying to get his hand back. But
I like how they're they're trying to make each Call of Duty game a little bit different than the last one.
As well as they should. You can't recycle the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Then you go back to World War II finally.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Don't do it.
The mythical World War III that never happened, but it happened.
Those are the games that I don't buy.
So, verdict, are you guys going to pick it up? Not pick it up?
I'm still on the fence. I need to see the multiplayer stuff because that's where I get my kicks from in the game. So
too early to say.
Yeah, really too early to say.
I'm not a multiplayer guy, so a 3 to 4 hour campaign just doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah, that is kind of rough. All right, so the next big thing that they showed was also, which I know both of you guys are really, really excited, Sunset Overdrive.
Hype wagon. I'm on that. I'm on that.
You're driving it.
I'm driving it. I'm there.
I want them to partner up with Mountain Dew for that one and bring back like the Halo game fuel because it was the orange flavor
orange one,
and rebrand it with the Sunset Overdrive drink. I really would like that.
Isn't that the thing in the game that makes the energy drinks?
Yeah.
Marketing right there.
Sells itself.
Yeah, it should do it. I mean, Microsoft did it with those other games too.
But to go off talking about the game looks really good, really fun. Has a little bit of that Dead Rising, I guess, meets Crackdown feel for me, and because you're jumping all over the place.
That intro that they're showing there, right there, it really takes you. It breaks the fourth wall. It goes definitely Deadpool-y on you.
Yeah.
And
Deadpool-y. I like that.
See where I went with there? But no, I like the fact that it's self-aware. It knows it's a shooter game. It knows it just wants to be fun. It screams fun. The colors are there for it, and that's a good revival for the series. I mean, Insomnia just kicked it right out the park.
Yeah, they went back to I think what made them a great studio with focus on the weapons and the humor in the games.
They've always had that. I mean, the Ratchet and Clank games have always been some of my favorite games out there. And just looking at this game, I'm like, when is it coming out? I'm ready for it right now.
I want now.
I want it yesterday.
So what do you guys think the likelihood that they're gonna do a special edition with a soda and then?
I think if anything,
Monster.
we'll probably get the mascot. If anything, they might do like the mascot as like part of a special edition, or that's what I would want for part of the special edition.
They had a big party bus that they did for the game. They all came out in characters and stuff. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they had a big like mutant on the front of the bus, and they got stopped by the cops. Ted Price was saying. That's fine.
As well as they should. That's a good PR marketing when you get stopped by the cops. So the other big thing that made everyone, do standing ovation right at the theater, right there, was the Halo collection.
I'm really looking forward to it, being that I've always, played every single Halo game as they come out.
So it's Halo 1 through 4, correct?
Halo
Yes,
1
the
through 4,
Master Chief collection.
Worth reach.
for $60. There's the Master Chief collection. So
okay.
there's no Reach, there's no ODST, none of that. Yeah.
So it's 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And it ties in a little bit to 5 because you have the beta that's included.
Yeah, that's later on. December 27th is when they're going to start kicking off the beta.
Right.
And the Ridley Scott produced Halo series is going to be.
Yeah,
Halo
Nightfall.
That's really cool.
I'm wondering if that's going to take on a genre of its own, like other shows are going to actually take over. I know Defiance tried doing that with the game tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is going to be a growing trend with a lot of the other cross-media kind of deal.
Could be.
But you got a name as big as Halo. I mean, it could definitely work. Defiant, not a big name,
But I mean, just thinking about what they said with going back to the actual game, like just the amount of content that you get in the game.
So what did they add to this?
So the biggest things coming out of it were the multiplayer for the game. There's over 100 multiplayer maps spanning each of the 4 games. You also have a playlist editor in the game, so you can play any of your favorite maps from Halo in any order that you want.
I can see it like a quad triathlon, where you have to go through all the maps.
I just want to troll the people out there and like make a playlist. If I can post my playlist up for everybody else to play, I'm gonna make an all flood playlist. And 2 of them will be Silent Cartographer.
Great.
And just have people play that list and be like, here.
There is going to be a dedicated server for this game too.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to alleviate a lot of.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to remaster. I think what they were talking about. I don't know if they're going to do the entirety of all the maps and remaster them, but I know specifically they said Halo 2 maps, which for many people are a favorite.
Yeah.
And I think that was the peak of the multiplayer aspect of the game. I'm not saying that Halo 3 didn't satisfy, but I think everyone fell in love with Halo 2.
Right.
If you think about it, $60 for all that content.
You
it's a
can't
good
beat
deal.
that.
Yeah. It's a really good deal.
Yeah, what was it on Xbox Live? They were still selling Halo 2 for $20.
Considering some of those, like the first 2 Halo games, you can't play the multiplayer at all anymore.
Yeah. Now that they finally, just shut down the servers. What was it, like 2 years ago?
Yeah. So I know this is a definite buy for both.
For me, yes.
I'll buy it. It's maybe not a day one, but I will definitely.
It is definitely worth the collection to be in there. So on just minor notes, they did announce Forza Horizon 2, which comes out on September 30th. That's kind of cool. I know you guys aren't into racing, but
I play it every once in a while. I'll probably end up playing it. It does look fast. Being that it's the Forza engine, it looks really good. I like the fact that they're going in the direction that it seems a lot of other people are, like the club and Drive Club.
Yeah, the crew.
The crew and Drive Club, yeah. So
I'll play the 5th on this one.
you play the fifth. It's a racing game. You have to be alone
with
the
burnout on.
Yeah, exactly. Which Criterion was building a new untitled game that they just blurted out real quick and then they moved on. That was during the EA conference, I believe it was, but we're not talking about that. So Evolve made an appearance. Assassin's Creed Unity made an appearance. Dragon Age Inquisition. Stop me if you guys think any highly of these.
Dragon Age will be fun. I know there's a lot of people that are excited about it. Our friend over at Blonde Nerd.
Yeah, Brittany.
She was
tweeting the hell out of her Twitter. So, I think she might have got like the Twitter bar where you only can tweet for so long.
The game looks really pretty, and I'm really interested to see where they take it, and the fact that from what it looks like, they're fixing issues that people had with the game from moving from 1 to 2, bringing back that strategic aspect of the game from part
As
1.
well as they should. They probably listened a lot on the forums.
So what about multiplayer Assassin's Creed Unity?
4-player Assassin's Creed, kids.
I'm down.
It's about time that it happened.
My only thing is it looks like the control's the same way, and there's definitely control problems with those games.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting stuck on walls and all that. You could see it in the gameplay and the footage they were showing, but
Yeah, and I don't know how early it is into that
Right.
game as far as like the development, but you saw them getting even stuck on the crowds.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the characters got stuck in there. So
Well, this is probably early alpha.
Mhm.
I mean, but look at what the hardware is now doing to that game.
I just, being that it's 4 players, and you know, Ultness has a history with this game, or some of us here at Ultness have a history with this game. I want each of the colors, if I can pick my own colors, to match the tunics from Link's 4 Sword Adventures, and just go around seeing how you can mess up the assassination. Be that one person that's just fucking the person.
I'm waiting for like that one time where you're actually playing the game and one of the guys is a noob and he's just screwing up the whole mission altogether. Like he's on fire. Just, no, I'm not an assassin.
everyone's yelling, "What are you doing?"
And then it was like, he's creating a diversion. Go, 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 go.
The game looks fun. It might be the game that gets me back into the Assassin's Creed franchise.
So, moving on from that, Disney Fantasia. I know you got to play it real quick.
I got to play it briefly last year in California at D23. It's definitely a Kinect game. It's a pretty game, though. I mean, it's...
Is it going to be your buy?
Being a Disney fanatic, I don't know. I don't even know if I really want to...
That's going to be kind of
It's
rough.
not a
for the
$60
Kinect.
game for me.
Okay.
So,
Well, I hope they package in some more stuff to it.
and I really feel bad for Harmonix right now because Xbox is going Kinectless for a lot of stuff, and they're
Yeah,
really...
they had a lot of backlash on Twitter that they said about
Yeah,
that.
they're really banking on having Kinect games. I mean, Dance Central was like their biggest hit. Why didn't they have that out when the Xbox came out?
It should have bundled with it, or at least a download title or
It should have
something.
been
Day one.
included on the disc or on the system. All you had to do was buy songs.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, we're just gonna go over a few ones. Dance Central made a huge appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Fable Legends is now four-player co-op.
Yep.
Project Spark, I know that's been out for a while. They introduced Conquer in there.
Yep.
Played the beta for it on my system, and it was boring to me. Maybe Conquer will make it better.
Yeah.
Very tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the any kind of creative content kind of deals, you really have to invest yourself into playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing Minecraft. People,
And you see how come they threw it in the beta, because even with the beta, there's a lot of microtransactions.
yeah,
Right. Oh yeah. And it's cool to play other people's levels, but having to take the time to make your own.
you just get
something
sick
better.
of it. Yeah. I don't know. I played Little Big Planet for a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, this is not for me. They did ID at Xbox, which is their independent channel. Xbox Live Games. They showed just a few games. One of them was Inside.
Inside, made by the team that did Limbo.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
I saw
really
that
good.
Xbox was keeping their indie games together with the main game. That's what they weren't going to differentiate that.
No, and they just wanted. It seemed like that they wanted to show support
Mm-hmm.
of that because they've got a lot of backlash from the beginning of the system that, or actually in Xbox 360 they were having some issues trying to really push it out there.
Right.
But the one I want to talk about, you guys have both had hands-on on it, is Super Ultra Dead Rising 3
Yeah, I
Special
haven't yet. I
Champions
downloaded it.
Edition.
Yeah, I've had hands-on experience with that game, being that, you know, right after the conference they made it live. $10 to download, worth every penny.
Yeah. I like that trend.
It,
Announcing a game, then you can download it now.
but you know that's not the first time they did that, right?
No, definitely not.
I was about to say when Sega Saturn, I think it was the Sega Saturn when it came out.
Yes, was it Dreamcast or Saturn?
I don't know.
But they were like, oh yeah, you can go buy it in stores.
And that what didn't get well praised. Well, I think we're up at the time that now that instant gratification is the way to go.
Yeah.
So looking at this, it's all about Capcom history.
It's Capcom history. You have variations on your main characters. So you have Chuck Green, Frank West, Annie, and the new character from the latest Dead Rising. I can't think of his name.
That dude.
That dude. But you have variations on them. You're stuck with the main with the main weapon throughout the entire set that you're playing. But it's done Final Fight style, so you're actually
it's a brawl and beat 'em up.
it's a brawl and beat 'em up
It's a Capcom cosplay game. I mean,
but it's timed, and you have objectives that you have to complete.
My question is, if you don't have Capcom history, say if you're 10, 12 years old, and you don't know about Final Fight, the old games, would you consider this a good buy for them?
It's a great buy. I mean, you do have to already own Dead Rising 3.
Yeah.
So you do have to already have that. You access it through the menu, but just to see the mayor pile drive a bomb.
Yeah.
Worth every penny right there.
It's just for the wow factor.
Just for the wow factor alone, it's tons of fun.
Okay, so let's change gears to it. Sony was later, I believe it was 8 o'clock our time, they started the conference, and yeah, they tripped over themselves a little bit.
Bad jokes.
Yeah,
bad joke, technical audio difficulties. It was just long and boring.
Yeah, we tried streaming it on the PS4 and it crashed on us.
Yep.
We had to go on Twitch, and Twitch was barely holding on together.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a good evil. It's a bad evil. It means a lot of people are watching. I mean,
sure.
It is what it is. What did you guys think of the conference overall, besides of the technical difficulties?
I think it ran a lot longer than it should have.
They should have trimmed back a lot.
That was my gripe.
Yeah.
Really.
Let's talk about TV. More talk about games.
Yeah, someone tweeted that out. It was like
they switched roles from the previous year.
It was like Wii U. They talked about TV, and then Xbox was last year. Let's talk about TV, and now it's about TV.
They brought one of my favorite writers out there, Brian Michael Bendis, to talk about the Power Show that's coming out to PlayStation. And no offense to Bendis, I love the dude, but he spent a little bit too long on stage.
Yeah, he turned a little stale on there. Mm-hmm. Well, they kicked off the conference with Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Halo Destiny?
Halo Destiny. The multi-platform Destiny.
Yeah.
Multi-platform Halo.
Pretty much.
With the Guilty Spark clone.
Yep. Oh my God.
Well, let's not talk about bad of it. I mean, what do you guys think of it? It's its original IP. It's got a $5 million lifespan to it, apparently. It's got a huge backing for it.
It's going to do well no matter what. I mean,
yeah, it's going to sell.
Yeah,
people are going to go, the guys at the Halo did this movie. Okay.
Yeah, the Bungie fanatics will definitely go after the game. And no matter what system, except Wii, you'll be able to get the game.
PlayStation first, so.
Yeah, they're heavily investing into that.
Yep. So, I mean, the game definitely looks pretty. I'm interested to see exactly how the multiplayer is going to work as far as your the characters like interacting with each other, like how it feeds into the story. If it's like Borderlands or if it's like MMOs.
I do like the fact that there's going to be parts where you're going to be punched into multiplayer and then punched out in your single player campaign, and you won't even know it. I think it's going to be like cross streets on a one-way street. I guess that you're walking one way and all of a sudden car accident and it's a firefight and you gotta plow through that mission just to get across the street.
Right.
I think that's really cool. I don't remember any other games trying to do that kind of path. So I mean that's pioneers on an FPS side of that.
Mm-hmm. And we got a beta date announced out of it. I want to say it was July 17th if I'm not mistaken. So everybody that had it pre-ordered since last year.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
Finally get a chance to play it.
Some people too late on that. We don't know.
Well, no, because I know if you pre-order on Amazon, you could actually get the code through the email.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I don't know when it goes active. Who knows?
The game looks good.
So too early to say, yay or nay?
I'm picking it up.
You're gonna pick it up?
Yeah, I'm picking it up.
I think we're all starving for a good FPS on a PlayStation 4 or Xbox. So.
Killzone wasn't it?
No, Killzone. It was pretty.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of it. So they showed No Man's Sky. Now, this was a game that was in talks for a while. Have you guys heard anything about it?
Other than what they showed at the conference, I mean, like I've been lightly keeping track of it.
I'm like you. This is the first time I've actually get any kind of visuals on it whatsoever. So the game is a first-person kind of game, but the worlds are randomly generated.
Right.
And not one world's going to be the same. It's kind of like a twist on Borderlands, where not one gun's the same, not one world is going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to change the way games are going to be developed.
And they said it feeds in from the very beginning. Everybody that buys the game, like the world that they start on, is literally their world.
It looks pretty. I mean, it looks very yellowish, yellow hues. But I mean, for an indie company, it's gonna do really,
impressive.
really well.
Yeah, and then for them to get that kind of press time, it's like it's either got to be something.
Yeah, they're really focused on it.
They were celebrating that night. That's a guarantee that they were really partying.
And I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of people's like best of E3 games right now.
Yeah. And I can't tell if the guy, like when he was introducing it, if he was having anxiety or if he was already drunk.
Yeah, he was shouting, like, "Hey guys, we got this game.
Check it out.
Come on, play it, buy it." Yeah. Just the 8-man team. So transitioning slightly because that game was really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Far Cry made an appearance. Far Cry 4.
Oh my god. I'm so ready for that game. After the high that they came off of Far Cry 3,
especially Blood Dragon 2.
Yeah, and to see what they did with this game, the environments look a little bit the same, but it's varied enough. With the mountainscapes that they're going to.
It's like the Himalayas or something, right?
Right. It was Create, I think was the name of the place.
I didn't even recognize it was a Far Cry game when I was watching the trailer initially. Like this truck scene over here, I didn't know it was Far Cry until shit got real.
I kept reenacting. I kept reenacting the scenes from like Indiana Jones when they're riding on the elephants.
Yes.
In my head, and it's like where's Short Round?
Let's talk about that elephant real quick. That elephant is bulletproof.
The elephant was pissed off, too.
An explosion happened before his face. He walked away and sprayed water on it.
He did.
But the game definitely looks amazing. I'm really interested to play that game.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed.
I don't believe we got a date on it.
I didn't take any notes on that part of it. We're gonna have to Google that.
I doubt that they would stack the lineup this year with it going against too many of their other titles.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of the great games that we saw
in
the last couple of days are like, oh, it's like a year and a half away, you know?
Yeah. Because if it would have been this year, then that would have been a really short amount of time for the hype train to
Can I
start
say
rolling.
one game that was missing? PlayStation? Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, whatever happened?
What was up with that?
Well, we're still early in E3 right now, so...
You don't think they would feature it, though? I mean...
We didn't,
Enix said that Kingdom Hearts 3 and FF15 will not be there.
Hate when they keep their word.
More disappointment.
I want more broken promises.
Disappointed.
So, Far Cry 4 made an appearance. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. Have you guys got to watch the trailer on that?
I watched a little bit of
I'll
that
let
trailer.
you talk about that.
That's all you, brother.
I know.
by the Foxhound shirt.
Oh, this little old shirt I'm wearing? No, I'm really excited. I've read too much into the online stuff, and watching all this come into play just blows my mind. Keith Sutherland voices it. I think he really captures the character of what Boss is all about. But the game looks phenomenal.
I'll give it that.
That's
all.
That just came out?
Huh?
Longer than the one that just came out?
Yeah. I mean, this is all. That's all in
game. So I mean,
not
the game
one of it
looks
is cinematic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you played like Ground Zeroes, I mean, you have a pretty good idea how the game's gonna look.
Yeah, to what I understand, Ground Zeroes was like 1/10 of what Phantom Pain is supposed to be like.
And the game looks
it grabs you in the feels. deep in the feels. No, so I'm actually excited for that. I know you guys are really excited for Uncharted.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Even with no gameplay.
Yeah, even if it was just a trailer. But
that Liam Neeson look over there.
He's looking old.
He does.
He's been out of the game
And
for a long time.
just by the title that they gave, it's like I don't know whether or not I should feel sad about this game coming out or whether or not.
Just real quick, that man's wearing a ring. If anyone played the game, that's a key thing.
It's a surefire plan.
In Uncharted.
The ladies, he's shaking.
Yeah. So
That's true.
I don't want to spoil
One
too
thing
much of
I've
that,
learned in all
but
these
that's a
years
key
is there's
element
no
to
such
what's
thing
going
as
on
a
here.
surefire plan.
But I mean,
I was
he's
reading-
always waking up somewhere.
He's always, it was a train,
A train,
the desert.
How else are you gonna start a game?
the jungle.
This dude just
I've been out of the
he
game.
goes on benders. That's exactly what's happening.
It's like, man, how much have you had to drink?
Wake up, all right.
It's like
done.
it's like they took the start of Conker's Bad Fur Day and poured it over
Sully's
into.
always there with a bad influence.
Alright, good.
He needs to stop hanging out.
This
with
is what
us.
happens after every E3. He wakes up in a different setting.
One last time.
But I'm curious to know,
That's a good
like,
night.
I'm really curious to know if this is like in game at all, because it really looks like a trailer, but I mean, with the way the games are going now, I'm
I
really
highly
curious.
doubt it.
Naughty Dog's good about these things.
Definitely.
And then plus, I mean, there's a whole big drama about the original Naughty Dog crew, and there's a new one in there. These guys could be setting the bar really, really high.
And they
Who
need
knows?
to make a great game
You've been
because
out
Tomb
of the
Raider
game
came in
for a
and
long time.
stole their idea.
Oh,
and made
yeah.
a great game.
Maybe I need
Yeah, you
So
know,
they need to take it up a level.
Cross.
that was another thing too. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
That also came. Did a real quick look at it. Did you guys have? I know you didn't get to
I
catch it
haven't
real
got a
quick.
chance to see that one yet.
Did you
Yeah,
happen to get to watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Game looks phenomenal, but again, we don't know how much of that is trailer, how much of it's in game. What they showed is, you know, stuff that's actually happening in the game.
The only thing that I liked, well, I don't want to say the only thing, the game, all of it looks phenomenal. I like the fact that they're humanizing her more and more. Now that she's got psychological, I don't want to say issues, but she's overcoming things, and it makes her a stronger character.
Right.
You become more enveloped into being that character now.
It's like, I wonder if the doctor wrote this prescription for, like, you need to go on another island, you need to go, you need to go find these
Put you
people.
on some Xanax.
Because I mean, we see her in therapy.
Go to an island, just face your fears.
I really thought this was an Assassin's Creed trailer, the way she had the hood over her head. And then, like, when I saw the bow and arrow, I was like, that's not Katniss. This is going to get real.
Hawkeye, wait a minute.
She Hawkeye?
But definitely interested.
Okay, so the final part, I know fighting games did not make a huge appearance in here, but they did. You know, Warner Brothers did push one game out, and I think a lot of the fans were asking for it, is Mortal Kombat 10.
And that Mortal Kombat.
X.
They gotta be edgy.
Yeah. So did you guys catch the trailer to
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat 10?
yeah, definitely.
Even though
saw that.
it came out a little bit early, too. They didn't show any real in-game to it.
Right.
Now at E3, they showed pure in-game.
Right.
I think this is a huge step up from what the other Mortal Kombat looked like, MK9 or Mortal Kombat. What do you guys take from the trailer?
My biggest take is that it looks like Mortal Kombat. I mean,
It's Mortal Kombat.
yeah, it's that game.
It looks fun. It looks gory. I mean, is everything? I don't know about some of the new characters. Are a little weird.
I got a very Killer Instinct vibe from the female character that they brought in. But
I kind of got the Injustice feel of the game at the same time, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
right.
It gives you a glimpse of what could be in the future.
But I mean, the game looks to play really, really well. It looks like you got a few enhances to old favorites from what they showed with Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
That fatality, bro.
That fatality was something massive.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks fun. I mean, I know we'll have a lot of fun with it. Somebody here is gonna buy it.
Oh, I think there's going to be multiple copies of it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Floating around oldness, just floating.
There's plenty of arguments that are going to happen
Yeah.
in this game. So, Sony did mention a couple things just real quick. Grim Fandango
That remaster.
is getting remastered.
I'm
Thank you.
excited for that. I love those old Tim Schafer adventure games, and I know people that specifically said, now they heard this news, I am going to go buy a PS4 just to play that game.
Good.
So, you're doing something right.
Yeah, they sold some systems.
Well done, Sony. You just
But they
put on a
show-
multi-dollar show. You got
Right.
one system sold.
I mean, that is a lot of the good things that came out of the Sony conference. I think that some of the franchises people that were holding out for, even the small ones, I mean, are going to get systems sold. I know myself, I'm probably going to be picking up a PS4 just for Uncharted.
Yeah. But Sony wasn't all about just video games. They announced, 90% of it was about video games.
Right.
They did talk about PlayStation Now very briefly.
I've been in the beta. Oh, I can't say anything. Sorry.
You were in Disney.
Yes.
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 You were there. The
I've heard it's good.
So it's anywhere between $3 and $20. So I'm hearing for rentals. That's a pretty good window. I don't know how that's going to affect the GameFly community or other services like that.
I don't think it's really going to affect it at all because it's not going to be same week AAA titles.
Yeah.
I don't think. They haven't announced that fully yet, but
That could be next year. Who knows? That all the games that we're looking to play and everything could be streaming out of PlayStation Now, and that Sony could hit that out of the park.
they could.
That could be huge for them. So they did talk a lot about indie games. Hotline Miami 2.
So excited for that
appearance. I know you were talking about that. I am happy for Broforce.
I can't wait for Broforce.
Broforce is finally coming to PS4 and
Vita.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Dead Island 2 trailer looked kind of funny.
That was probably for me. That was probably the best thing about Dead Island for me is the trailer.
Yeah.
If anything, the studio, even though the games themselves for me have been kind of boring after a while, they know how to make a trailer.
Yeah. So I mean, that first trailer was phenomenal. This one, really threw me off guard. When I saw the dude with the bite, I'm like, all right.
It's just perfect. You shouldn't go running.
Yeah.
It's like you were kind of like, wait, is Dead Rising crossing over?
No, I really thought it was H1Z1 for a second, because we didn't hear too much about that either. Mm-hmm. But let alone it's
Dead Island 2.
Dead Island 2. The Order 1866 made an appearance.
Got to see some more gameplay.
What was that?
Got to see some more gameplay.
Yeah.
And it transitioned really smooth from gameplay to cutscene.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the going trend, and I'm liking that a whole lot. Mm-hmm. That we're not relying on cinematics and stuff like that to get us through for the story. It's now in the game for Infamous Second Son. It was actually DLC.
Standalone. You don't have to own the game in order to play it.
Yeah, they said though if you do own the game, you get a little bonus too. Probably another beanie or a jacket, just like how it was. Little Big Planet 3 made an appearance as well. Bloodborne, Dead Island, Battlefield Hardline. I don't know how we escaped that.
That game looks phenomenal. Anybody that has history with Payday should play this game.
Yes, Payday, Battlefield, or shooting a gun.
You play this game.
I like how they're doing their own thing and they're not copying Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're gonna make a completely different game. And
well, they've been struggling trying to make their own identity with those not Band of Brothers. The other launch titles that were on Xbox.
Oh, Battlefield?
No. Battlefield had some other games too. That wasn't Battlefield 2.
Oh, the Bad Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're striving to make an identity for themselves, and I think this is one of them right here. Mm-hmm. Battlefield 2142. I think that future game was also, they're like I said, they're striving. Bloodborne, we said, Let It Die. That's a Suda 51 game.
Suda 51. Yep.
Made a real big appearance. That's really true.
What about PlayStation TV?
What about it?
That's all I wanted to say.
It's now TVs that are going to be packed in with the stream service. All you have to do is buy a PlayStation controller and start rolling with it.
It's a DualShock 3 controller.
Yes.
So, but what does this mean for the Vita? Because I know it plays Vita games.
It can boost Vita sales, I guess.
Maybe.
I mean, just the Vita game sales. I mean, that's where you make your bread and butter. Now you don't make it off the hardware. You make it off of the repeat sales. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows if there's going to be an update for compatibility for your Vitas to the TV? I mean, if it's a Sony world, anything could happen. Just hope it happens well and fast.
Yep.
So we're going to switch gears real quick. Wait! I was about to say Batman.
Who is Batman?
So there's this DC character that I heard of, Iron Man Batman. But no, it is Batman.
Batman?
It's the Batman. So Batman Arkham Knight made a huge appearance.
Push back till next year.
I'm okay with that.
As long as they make it better.
Yeah.
I'm sort of looking at it as the second Christmas, which is to me, I call second Christmas the February March era of games. After the Christmas special, after you get
All
clear
your gift
debt,
cards.
you get all your gift cards and you pay back all your credit cards. You actually have a game to play.
So you pay back your credit cards? Is that how it works?
Anyway.
On that note,
No, but man, it looks phenomenal. Look at that draw distance to that.
the Batmobile
And
itself.
yeah, just wait for that pimp part where you're just going through checkpoints and then all of a sudden, car.
And Rocksteady's back at the helm, so
Finally. I mean, Mike, what did you think of it?
I like it.
All right. He said it himself. So, we're running kind of behind on this. So we're going to go right to Nintendo. Nintendo was this morning-ish.
Starting with Smash Brothers.
Yes.
smash it with Smash Brothers.
You got
It's all about that Smash, yo.
and two announcements out of that as far as for the characters too. You had the Mii characters with the 3 classes and Palutena.
I want this anime. I want this to be this series. I don't care if it's 40 volumes of them just fighting and this all at the same time. I want to watch it.
Okay, so speaking of Smash Brothers, and they're gonna have those little characters that are like
The NFC characters, yeah.
Amigos or
I think
something.
it was Amigos.
I don't understand how those is really supposed to work. Supposed to add Mario into a game that already has Mario into it? What? I don't get it.
Well, from what they were saying, it was the characters level up. It seems from game to game, but it'll also put those characters into other games like Disney Infinity on the Wii U and other games like Skylanders.
So
See,
that could be cool.
I was about to say I could see myself buying Disney Infinity if those characters were also a part of it. It's
Not
not
like
like
Mario with Marvel and all that.
yeah, Mario or Marvel with Star Wars. I mean,
Okay, I'm sort of sold on that one.
DK versus Hulk.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there.
I'm gonna have to rethink which system I'm gonna buy Disney Infinity 2 on.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge. That just opens the spectrum and library for what you could collect on for that particular
And I
game.
want to say that that game for the Wii U, they kind of glossed over it, but I want to say that there was a special edition available only for the Wii U that it looked like it had the entire Avengers set for it. That's
The little Amigo figures, they look cheap compared to like some of the like Disney Infinity and stuff.
Maybe they're built a little bit better. I mean, kids' toys are usually pretty resilient. I don't know. I'm defending nothing.
Right.
So, we also got the announcement that the 3DS version has been delayed a little bit.
October.
See, I didn't even know they were a separate date. I thought they were at the same time.
Yeah,
found out
December
a couple
is going to be the Wii U version, and October we get the DS version.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's still tentative. Anything could happen.
I guess they have to do it that way because if they put out the DS version at the same time, nobody would buy it.
And I've seen the trailer for the DS version. There's a lot of mini games in there that I'm like, I could play this rather than playing the actual Smash game. This looks kind of fun.
the punching bag smash.
Yeah,
like
with that bomb smash.
Yeah. Just like seeing how far you can launch it.
And who was the new character that got announced as well?
We had Palutena
Mm-hmm.
from Kid Icarus fame. We also had the 3 Mii characters, so you can basically put yourself in the game, or any character that you
Was
just
that an eye roll?
It was like, oh, okay.
any character that you can make or think of with the Mii characters, but they're separated into 3 classes. So you had the fighter class, which is a hands-on brawler.
Mm-hmm.
You also had a sword class, kind of similar to Link, but not the exact same moveset.
Okay.
And then you had a gunner class.
Glad somebody was paying attention.
Okay.
So definitely looks good.
So, Zelda Wii U? Yay?
It was a really good screenshot.
Look at that draw. Look at the grass, guys.
Look at that grass.
But they did say that
That
they.
grass.
I just want to mow it.
See the thing that the thing that confused me when they were describing it as far as like traditional Zelda games with the puzzles that are incorporated in the games is that they said that they focus less on actual like dungeon type puzzles and more that the puzzle this time was going to be how do I get there.
Yeah.
I like that. I want dungeon puzzle.
You want a dungeon crawling?
Yeah. I want old school.
I want them to know that we want them not to forget that part of the game.
But that grass though.
that grass, bro. Bayonetta also made an appearance. Now that Bayonetta's, you can buy one game and you'll get two. You get Bayonetta 1 and 2
Oh,
on the
do you?
disc, yes.
Well, that's cool.
So I'm stoked about it. That was the only reason why I wanted to pick up a Wii U. It was just to play this game. I don't know how it's going to play with...
Is that this year?
I think so. I think so.
I want to say they announced it for fall, but they didn't put a date on it.
Yeah. Nintendo usually the big ones.
Uh-huh.
And then last one was Splatoon. This is a new IP for them.
I was actually excited for that one. That was my surprise from Nintendo.
Yeah, it's an actual shooter game.
8 players, 4v4, team-based, paintball / swimming / the blob.
Yeah, that was a great example when we were talking about in the pre-show that the blob was, you know...
It looked like it heavily influenced.
Gameplay reminds me of like Plants vs. Zombies,
Right.
which is cool. I mean, there's a place for those types of shooter games.
So do you, outside of this just one launch title, do you think it's going to go far? You're going to see
I think
more
it has
iterations?
potential. It has potential, but the thing that I worry about is with games like this is that the idea is really good and it's either poorly executed or the game is a really good game but it's on the wrong system.
I wonder if these are going to be Smash characters.
I'll put Mario in there.
Well, you're gonna have to buy the little figure to put Mario in there.
And he turns into the white squids from the Mario games.
He's wearing the Tanuki suit.
Throw DK in there, see if he turns
He
into
just
banana.
splats everything.
Throwing bananas at people.
So, I mean, what did you guys think of all three of the conferences? I mean, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, they all catered to different, get different gamers out there, but all in all, their big thing was, this is games. This is all for games. Nothing like we had last year where it was about TV, or if it was about my other system.
Emerging technology last year.
Exactly, or motion. This is all about games. What did you guys take away from these three titles, these three franchises?
If I had to pick, I'd say for me, Microsoft still won out this year. I mean, previous year would have been Sony, definitely taking the leg up. But Microsoft won out. They did what they said they were going to do. They showed all the games. Yeah. You got a lot of gameplay. It wasn't, developer diaries or, like concepts. It was a lot of gameplay, a lot of IP announcements. They really showed that they cared about the gamer, that they did they did a full 360 from previous years. But they went for the gamer, and for me, they got me.
Okay. What about you, Carrie?
As far as having the most fun during the conference, it was Microsoft. They exactly what you said. They catered to the gamer. They said we're going to show games, and here they are, and that was their event.
That was Phil Spencer. He's now the head for Xbox games. I think he came into this and he said that right on his mission statement right there, that this is about games, and despite what happened in the past, we're going to bring our gamers back. And I think he executed very well at it.
And I mean, you got to admit, Xbox One has been struggling compared to like the PS4 in sales, so they have to.
But they got to be. I think with these IPs now that Xbox Halo is out of the bag, that there's one coming out and games to play. I think they churned out enough to do a system seller.
And I think Nintendo did a really good job as well. They showed a lot of.
It was a surprise that it was a good turnaround for Nintendo.
Yeah. Because they need something to turn that Wii U around. I mean, I like the system, but nobody's bought it.
Nobody's gonna play a Luigi game anymore. It's now about Toad.
They'll play Luigi. They'll play Luigi if it's in Mario Kart.
Right.
I think he's getting the most airtime out of that of that Mario Kart channel.
Yep, that Death Stare, man.
Yeah. I'm with you guys with Microsoft. Microsoft really hit it out the park. They set the bar high against everyone else. I think when they poised to the fact that if we go early first, we set the standard on how we do things, and the games will have to follow.
Right.
And let alone the presentation from Sony wasn't all that great, and it ran a little bit long, and it was a little long-winded with some bad writers.
Right. Technical problems.
C'est la vie. It is what it is, but they showed good games.
Yeah.
And Nintendo did the same. Even though Nintendo didn't have an initial conference, they presented, they got people hyped, the internet is talking.
With what they showed for Nintendo, it definitely went after the gamers.
And their intro was awesome.
Yeah, I totally concur.
That beat anybody else's right there.
So, I think that's going to sum it up for day one at Checkpoints over here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is JD, also known as 3 Prototype.
Marcus, the only Tigger.
Harry Metal Geek.
And we'll be here tomorrow to do some more updates for the games that will be coming out. They announce as it's rolling. And thank you so much. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Conferences, right?
Yeah, conferences.
Mario Kart.
On Friday.
Conferences.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.